If someone would have told me years ago that I would be running my own business today, I would have looked at them like they're crazy. Like, what? How could someone like me accomplish something like that? Right? I would probably be selling myself short because one, I didn't know anyone in my personal life back then who had a business. And then two, I didn't even have the mindset that I have today to even believe that I was capable of achieving something so big. And here I am actually doing that thing. I want you to realize that we can create whatever life we want for ourselves, okay? Don't you ever let anyone try to convince you that you cannot do something. That is their projections because that is their beliefs. That's how they feel about themselves. Let me tell you this. Something I learned is people who are doing better than you, or who, maybe not better, who are more ahead in whatever the thing is that you're trying to do, those will never be the people who tell you that you cannot do something. Notice the people who tell you that you cannot do something, those are the people who are behind you. Those are the people who are lazy. Those are the people who are insecure. Those are the people who live in fear. Those are the people who care what people think. But people who are actually getting their SHIT done, they're never going to tell you something that you can't do. It's not going to happen. It's not going to happen. I want you to know that whatever it is that you want to do, you can do. But there's a caveat. In order to actually do it, you're going to have to sacrifice. You're going to have to stop speaking negatively about yourself. You're going to have to lock in and stop making excuses. You're going to have to really be intentional with your time and ask yourself, this thing or this person that I'm spending my time with, or, spending time doing, is that getting me closer to my goals or further away from my goals? You have to ask yourself that with everything that you do. You have to be very, very, very selective of the company that you keep. Because listen, if you surround yourself with people who aren't doing anything, who are just living day by day, they don't have any real ambitions, they're not really trying to do anything. And the ambitions don't even have to be starting a business. It doesn't even have to be creating content. It could be something like, I don't know, losing 20 pounds. It could be something like buying a house. Just anything that they're working towards. If you don't surround yourself with people who are trying to get to the next level and whatever that means for them in their life, I promise you, it will stagnate your operation. It really will. You have to be very selective of the company that you keep. You have to be very selective of the type of content you consume. If you consume doom and gloom content, right? And there's a lot of that on social media. I had to recalibrate my algorithm, okay? Because there's so much content, at least on YouTube, of people talking about how bad the economy is, talking about this and that. It's just negative after negative after negative. And I'm not sitting here saying that those things aren't necessarily true, but someone like me who's trying to build a business and is trying to make 7 figures a month, or 7 figures a year, 8 figures a month. Matter of fact, yeah, 7 figures a month, right? 7 figures a month, whatever, right? I can't consume that. I can't consume content about people talking about how broke they are when I'm trying to manifest wealth. That doesn't even align. I have to consume content where people are telling me I can do it, and even though I sound crazy to most, it can still get done. You have to really look at everything that you're doing and, like I said, ask yourself, is this getting me closer to my goal or further away? You have to do that. You have to do that. And if you don't, well, those are going to be the things that hinder you from actually achieving the business that you want, the goals that you have, because you're not being intentional. Starting a business, losing weight was, well, honestly, I would say starting a business hard, or no, I would say losing weight, hardest thing I ever did. Hardest thing I ever did. Because you have to completely change who you are. I have been obese for a very long time. And I had yo-yo dieted for years. And that just means you lose some weight, gain it all back, and then some. lose some weight, gain it all back, and then some. I could never keep the weight off, and I had been struggling with that for years. When I finally lost 100 pounds, and mind you, I've kept it off now for almost 5 years. I had to completely change who I was. I couldn't look at weight loss as something I'm going to do short term. And once I get to my goal weight, I can go back to eating how I want. I had to completely change. Back then, I used food as a way to cope with stress, anxiety, frustration. It was like my escape from a life that I hated so much. I had to change that, right? I could no longer use food as a way to deal with life. I had to come up with new ways. I had to go to counseling and heal my traumas, right? I had to forgive people who I felt wronged me. It was a whole journey, okay? Business, same thing. A whole journey. You truly have to change who you are. And I'm saying all this because unfortunately so many people want results with whatever it is, but they're not willing to change who they are to get those results, right? Whatever it is that you're trying to do, it's going to require you to change, okay? You have to stop looking at things as short term. Once I get this new job, then I can go back to what I was doing before. No. If you're trying to become a supervisor or a manager or a CEO, whatever it is, a director, an executive, whatever the hell it is, you can't bring your current bullshit into this new position. You have to change. Your professionalism has to change. Your certifications, everything, whatever it is, this new high paying job that you're trying to step into, you can't bring the old version of you into this new chapter. You have to completely change who you are. And unfortunately, so many people don't want to do that. They refuse to change. And I don't care what the goal is that you have, you are going to have to change. And I am here to tell you that there's nothing that's out of reach for you. I'm not doubting your ability to get it done. Okay. I am not doubting your ability to get it done. I know you can get it done, but it is going to require you to change who you are. And if you refuse to do that, well, just know you're going to prolong that goal, that life. Imagine a life where you wake up every day and you're just excited. Like you are just so excited to start your day. You're not dragging yourself out of bed. When your alarm goes off, you just get up. You just get up. Your morning is slow. It's not fast paced. You're not rushing and stressing. You're just moving at your own pace. You're in your feminine, right? You're just moving at your own pace. Everything is slow. You're just taking it all in. Maybe let me just paint my own picture of my life. You wake up and you go work out. You eat something healthy. You work on your business or you go to work, whatever it is for you. You're around people who are positive, who pour into you, who love you, who truly care about you. They're not taking from you. They're not trying to mislead you, right? You have a savings where you feel comfortable, you feel stable. You're just knocking out your goals one by one, just getting shit done. Just imagine that life for you, right? What if I told you you could have that? You could have all of the things. But maybe in order to get that life, you're going to have to let go of toxic friends. You're going to have to distance yourself from toxic family. You might have to start going to bed earlier. You're probably going to have to study for some type of certification or study business or something, whatever it is you're trying to do. You're going to have to educate yourself on that thing, right? You're not going to be able to just take your current knowledge into this goal, this dream life that you have. You're going to have to learn something new, right? You have to change. Maybe you waste a lot of time right now scrolling on social media. That's going to have to change because that version of you who is about her SHIT, who's actually getting stuff done, she's not wasting time. She's not on Instagram for 6 hours looking at other people's lives and being critical and comparing herself to them. She's not doing that. No, because she's too busy living her own life, getting her own things done. You can literally create any life that you want. I've done it. I'm currently doing it. But you are going to have to change. Leave a comment down below. Let me know your thoughts. I cannot wait to read what you have to say. Also, you guys make sure you subscribe to the channel. Join the Patreon. The link is down below in my description. And I will see you guys in my next video. Bye.